The story opens with the caretaker quietly doing her daily work inside a house. Suddenly, the children's father calls her in for a serious talk. He has discovered something disturbing. The woman has been living under a false identity. Her real name is Jennifer, but she had introduced herself to the family with a completely different name. The man confronts her and demands the truth, threatening to report her to the police if she refuses to explain why she is really there. The moment Jennifer hears the word police, panic takes over her. In desperation, she grabs a stapler and strikes the man, snatches her passport from his hand, and escapes the house in fear. The narrative then shifts to another character, Court, who is traveling with his father. Although they are together, Court feels completely ignored. His father remains glued to his phone, barely acknowledging his presence. This emotional distance deeply upsets Court and leaves him feeling lonely and unwanted. The scene changes again, introducing Dr. Cooper. He is standing alone in an art gallery, staring at a painting that shows a woman undergoing surgery. As he looks at it, painful memories resurface, triggering intense flashbacks that leave him emotionally shaken and sad. One by one, the film introduces several other characters who will soon become part of the same journey. The story then returns to Jennifer. To avoid being caught by the police, she disguises herself as a homeless woman and spends the night sleeping on the roadside. Early in the morning, the sound of police sirens jolts her awake, filling her with fear. She panics and looks for a way to escape. Spotting a bus nearby, she rushes toward it and tries to get on. The conductor stops her and asks for a ticket. Since she doesn't have one, she pretends to search her pockets. Surprisingly, the bus driver steps in and tells her not to worry, saying he always keeps a seat for a sinner on his bus. Jennifer finds his words unsettling, but the conductor laughs and claims it was just a joke. Once inside the bus, Jennifer notices something strange. All the people who were introduced earlier are sitting there together. At this point, the real journey begins. The bus drives toward a remote countryside filled with large windmills. Eventually, it stops near one massive windmill, and everyone steps out to take pictures. Court wants a photo with his father, but once again, his father is busy on his phone, which deeply disappoints him. After some time, everyone gets back on the bus. As the journey continues, Jennifer accidentally drops her medicine. Dr. Cooper picks it up, examines it carefully, looks at Jennifer with concern, and quietly hands it back to her without saying anything. Soon after, Jennifer falls asleep. In her dream, she relives a terrifying memory of her father beating her. She wakes up in horror, only to see something even worse, her father standing right in front of the bus. She screams for the driver to stop. When she steps outside to check, no one is there. Believing it was just her imagination, she returns to the bus. The bus is about to move again, but it suddenly refuses to start. The driver checks the vehicle but finds nothing wrong. He tells everyone they'll have to wait for help. This idea frustrates the passengers, especially those who need to return to the city. Someone suggests walking to get help, but the driver explains that the nearest help point is an hour away on foot. Hearing this, everyone hesitates. Jennifer then suggests going to a windmill she noticed earlier. However, when Dr. Cooper checks his map, he finds no such windmill marked nearby. Jennifer decides to go look for it herself. A young man named Jack offers to accompany her, and she agrees. While walking, Jack chats with Jennifer until he suddenly notices a brand new pair of expensive shoes lying on the ground. As he picks them up, he experiences a horrifying vision of a man brutally attacking a woman. Moments later, an invisible entity appears and savagely cuts off Jack's legs with a strange weapon before crushing his head. Terrified beyond words, Jennifer runs back to the bus and tells everyone what she saw. No one believes her. Dr. Cooper claims she is hallucinating because of her medication. Jennifer takes her pill, and the group calms her down. Suddenly, Jennifer sees the killer again outside the bus and screams for everyone to stay away. Once again, no one listens. The bus starts moving, but something smashes into the window, sending everyone into panic. The bus loses control and crashes into the water. Somehow, the passengers manage to escape before it sinks. During the escape, Court gets injured. His father panics because Court suffers from a condition that prevents his blood from clotting, making even a small wound life-threatening. With no other option, everyone decides to return to the windmill Jennifer mentioned earlier. Jennifer begs them not to go, warning them that a killer is there, but they ignore her. On the way, a man named Takashi suddenly spots his dog in the woods. Confused, he chases after it. The environment around him changes into a familiar place from his past. He sees his grandmother's chair, and then his grandmother herself. Overwhelmed with guilt, he apologizes to her for abandoning her. As he cries, the killer appears behind him. Meanwhile, the rest of the group reaches the windmill. The driver tells them to stay there and leaves. Dr. Cooper treats Court's wound and reassures his father that he will survive. Soon, Jennifer realizes Takashi is missing, which causes panic and arguments. Court angrily tells everyone to stop fighting and behave like adults. During this chaos, the driver discovers an old document describing a miller who was sentenced to death for making a deal with the devil. Dr. Cooper finds the story fascinating and reads it aloud. It explains how the miller sold his soul so his windmill could turn without wind. He was later discovered grinding human bones into flour. The villagers burned the mill with the miller inside. However, the windmill they are in appears untouched, suggesting it is not the same one. Tensions rise and Court's father lashes out at Jennifer, blaming her for everything. Jennifer runs outside in tears, and Dr. Cooper follows to comfort her. During their conversation, Jennifer admits she has hallucinations but insists the killer is real and claims it is her dead father. Suddenly, Dr. Cooper hears a noise and finds a woman with a bicycle. She accuses him of killing her during surgery. Before he can explain further, the killer arrives and brutally murders Dr. Cooper. Jennifer witnesses his death and is traumatized. Takashi suddenly appears, revealing that the killer spared him because he confessed his sins. He explains that the killer exposes people's crimes before killing them. The driver then claims the mill is a gateway to hell, with the miller acting as its gatekeeper. Still, no one believes him. The killer arrives at the windmill, hanging bodies and setting it on fire. Inside, Jennifer relives her tragic past. She burned her abusive father alive in a van, unknowingly killing her younger brother, who went back inside to sleep. Outside, confusion continues. Court's father decides to leave with the driver to get help, warning everyone to stay away from Jennifer. Later, Court learns that another woman also committed murder. Takashi discovers that destroying the windmill could close the gateway to hell. While searching, the woman is dragged into a pit of water and drowned by a horrifying entity. Court's father returns after seeing bodies in another mill and apologizes to Jennifer. Takashi insists the killer is a monster and explains his plan. Court confronts his father, forcing him to confess that he murdered Court's mother. Devastated, Court runs away. His father follows but is killed by the miller. As the survivors prepare to burn the mill, Takashi is secretly killed by the driver, who is revealed to be the miller's accomplice. Only Jennifer, Court, and the driver remain. Jennifer collects gasoline and returns to the mill. The driver warns her forgiveness is impossible. As she tries to set the fire, the miller appears. Jennifer fights through terrifying hallucinations and chaos. Court escapes, igniting the fire. Jennifer kills the driver and saves Court, but moments later, the miller kills Jennifer and drags her into the flames. The next morning, everything appears normal. The driver is alive, driving the same bus in the city. He allows another passenger without a ticket to board, repeating his words about saving a seat for a sinner. The cycle continues, revealing that the nightmare will never end.